Let me go live. All right. Okay. And we're back. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Riffin with Riffin.
Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Riffin with Riffin, baby.
Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin, everybody.
Riffin with Riffin.
I got a baby on board to start the podcast. Here he is, live and full effect, Wolfie Griffin. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about fatherhood. I'm going to talk about JD Vance. Weird story coming out about him. I don't know if it's fair or not. All these game shows that are on right now. What a trend of game shows. Plus this weird movie, Border. Oh, Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah. Riffin with Riffin.
Nothing from you, Wolf?
Riffin with Riffin.
All right, here we go, everybody. To say hello to Wolf, say goodbye to Wolf. Take him, babe. All right, y'all. Whew, it's a lot. I was doing a whole setup with the kid. You know, let me take my headphones off. I don't think I need my headphones today. I think I fixed the sound issue I had from last week. So you guys live in the chat, let me know. Thanks for being here, everybody. Oh, I didn't even do my normal intro thing, but I guess it doesn't matter. Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Because then you know when I'm going live. Let's hit the Twitch, because I'm twitching all the time. Twitch followers, thanks for being subscribers. And if you're a subscriber, you know you get my Patreon episode live, because I do it live on Twitch, and then I put it up on Patreon for my Patreon people. So I want to thank those supporters who are coming, because I'm doing my Monday Nuance, where I go into a little bit more detail about something, or I pick a topic, or, you know, just if you want more me, you could come to my Patreon there. So anyways, thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you guys being on, supporting every week on Riffin with Griffin. And thanks for all the audio listeners, too. You guys listening on wherever you listen, wherever you get your podcast. I appreciate you guys doing that. So today's episode, let's just get right into it. Let's see. So yeah, it's just fatherhood. You know what I mean? Like, people often ask, how fatherhood changes you. And it's just like, it's amazing how you prioritize things differently when you have a kid. I mean, I think I've talked about this already, but, you know, just little things. Like, it was funny how, like, all my material before having a kid, you know, it's just, kids shouldn't be on airplanes. Kids shouldn't be in restaurants, you know, that kind of stuff. And then now I'm just like, oh, we already been to so many restaurants. But I mean, it's just a matter of like being respectful for other people. You know, I don't want to have when he's a toddler, we're not going to a restaurant. If he's going to be the kind of kid that's going to be running around a restaurant, I'm not having that. You know, I just think it's when people have no regard for what's going on with everyone else. That's what I can't stand. You know, I hate that. So I'm not going to be like that, but it does change you. I feel like I'm softer. I reprioritize things, you know. It's like I'm in the process of house buying right now, which is a nightmare, dude. I don't know if you own a house, if you bought anything, a condo, a townhouse, if you're buying a house, or if you bought a house, you know, it's crazy, you know. It's weird. You know what's weird right now, then I'll get back into fatherhood. It's like, I think this happens a lot during like presidential elections, or when those things are coming up, the housing rates drop. You know, just like 2 months ago, the rates were ridiculous, like crazy. They're still crazy, but like, you know, the economy's fluctuating. You know, they had to, they had this like, the global economy scare is what they were talking about a couple days ago. Is that all the markets around the world are like, oh, we think something's going to happen. So then like, it just makes everything fluctuate. To me, that's when really rich people get richer because they start shorting the stocks. They take their money out. It's like so the economy is really low right now. Like so it gets low. The stock market plunges, right? And then people put all their money in stuff. Then it goes back up and they make money again on money they already had. It's all a big gamble. It's all crazy to me, I still say find like a tax annuity, something like that. Put a little bit of money away if you can, so you can, for the future. But anyways, regardless of that. But even the reason why I'm bringing that up is like, even with all that, for some reason, the freaking the interest rates are going down, like significantly down. When I first was, I remember this one loan person, when I first went to them and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get a loan. What do you think? They were like, okay, well, the rates are between 7.5 and 8.5. I mean, what? Like, I remember saying to the lady, I go, I'm never going over 8. Like, you're never going to get 8 from me. Like, I said to her, would you do 8? And she was like, well, if I really wanted the house. I was like, oh, really? Oh, if you really wanted the house? And then it was like, and after that, they never talked about that number ever again. I mean, I just feel like this is what people do in business. Like, they'll tell you something, and if you accept it, they'll be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, so then that it was never that. It was never, I think that if I hadn't have been like, well, I'm looking at other places. I mean, look, I've said this before and I'll say again, if you are trying to buy something, don't just go with one loan company or just go everywhere. Go your main bank, see what they say, and then look at these smaller outside lenders, credit unions, and those are the way to go. And also get more than one so you could play them against each other. I mean, you literally can just be like, well, this is just the loan estimate they gave me. And you send it to the other company. Can you beat that? And then they're going to be like, oh, well, of course, they're going to do, and then they're going to give you another one. Then you give that one to the one that just gave you the other one. And then all of a sudden, you'll get it down. You know what I mean? But anyways, it's crazy how like the economy is fluctuating right now. And then, but the housing rates, like the rates are going down. So it's like, I just don't know how it works. It's all a big money gamble. I don't know. What does money even mean? You know what I mean? But anyways, to get back to fatherhood, that's one of the things that is like, the reason why I'm doing that, I'm very frugal for the most part. I just been, since I got on Workaholics, like, I don't know how long ago that was. From that moment on, I save money. You know what I mean? So I've been saving my money. I got a place that was really low rent. People were like, people think I care that they were teasing me like where I lived. Like I used to do kitchen with Griffin, and I had my little bullshit kitchen. And these like troll nerds think it's like, oh, that guy's poor. He must be poor because he's living in. I was like, yeah, okay. I was a bachelor. I'm not going to be on cribs. I don't care about that stuff. My money's in the bank, man. My money was in stocks and bonds and like, that kind of stuff, and I was saving, and then it was like, so Workaholics got good. There was like a trend where it was like, oh, wow, there was one season where it was like, damn, this is real money. You know what I mean? And then you always think like you'll never work again, So then I was doing that, and then stand-up was doing well, and I did commercials, I did movies, I was doing stuff. And through this whole process, I've always put my money away. And then there was one, like, I think my best year ever was like I was doing Workaholics, and I'm Dying Up Here, and Blunt Talk. So like that went into, cut to, I'm just doing that, and then I meet Rachel, and then like, now I have someone to like share this with. And so that changed my perspective on things too. Because at that point I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a small kitchen and all my money's gonna be in the bank. You know what I mean? But then, you get a woman in your life and she's like, I don't want to live here. Your little bullshit kitchen. You know what I mean? So then it was like, it went from that to like, all right, so now I gotta move, and then, then you like, you move, you know what I mean? So it's like, I had to get like the place we're at now, which is like, 3 stories. The rent was like way more. And I was like, I wish we were at this other like cheap place, but it is what it is. And then you get a kid. So now I have a kid and I was like, oh, wow. It's like, now I want to make sure, everything's good with him. So I've saved this money for so long. I was like, all right, well, this is what it was for, right? You have a family and you do something with it. So, I'm trying to buy a house and like, make everything, do what it, have a better future moving forward, have a yard and stuff I never had. I mean, I never had any of this stuff. I never lived in a house my whole life. I'm from LA. My mom rented, she was renting, and then she got married, and then they bought a condo. But at that point I was already moved out. I was going to college and doing other things. So I never had the experience of like living in a house and having a dog and your backyard and, your friends are playing in your yard and all that kind of stuff. I never had that kind of stuff. So, but here we are, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to do that. So yeah. And, like I say, fatherhood changes you really. Like, just what I find important and not important anymore is just, it's so different, things I talk about, fuss about, or, complain about. I just don't find it important anymore, worrying about the internet and things like that. I just like I say, I've said it in the past, I deleted Twitter from my phone and I don't even look at the notifications. I just look at my friends' tweets and that's it. And I'm like so much happier. You know what I mean? I like looking at the comments on my podcast because I like to, have an interaction. But for the most part, I see some like foul shit. I'm like, I don't need to respond to this person. I don't care if you live or die. You know what I mean? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? And then you get like, and then, people will send like awful things, but the thing is like, this is just what I'll say to everybody out there for you. Like, everybody's on social media and you try to deal with it the best you can, but just remember, only people that know you can really hurt you. And the only reason why you get hurt is because this is somebody that knows you, and you're like, well, why would you say that about me? We know each other. But if it's like some stranger, like that no one even knows you, it's like, don't even worry about it. That's like, they're not in your life. You're not interacting with them. So it doesn't even matter. I only say that because like if I showed you guys some of the things that people send me, like the things that they say, you would be flabbergasted, you would be flabbergasted, man. So, it is what it is, man. Yeah. So let's see, I'm going to go to comments now, and I'll go back to talking more about fatherhood and how it is and all the different milestones and stuff like that. So one of the comments is like, again, I talked about this on the golden hour, which you'll see tomorrow, because like the golden hour people, this is where the whole economy talk even started. And then people just keep, you know what I mean? Like people are absolute. Everything has to be black and white, and things are very nuanced. That's my favorite word, Listen, since the dawn of financial time, okay, the stock market goes up and down. It goes up and down. I was talking to my guy and I was like, yo, what happened the other day? Like, is it bad? And he was like, no, man, we sold off a bunch of stuff and we moved it to another thing. I mean, that's why you have a financial person. They're seeing the markets go up and down, and you see a little bit of hit and then it goes back up. This happens all the time. If you just go to any stock market website and look at one of those graphs and just put all time, and you'll see how things go they go up and down like this. Sometimes they go way down and then they come back up, but it's still trending. It's always trending up. It's like it's a weird thing. Money is money is weird. You know what I mean? It is. So, but like people worried if you have money in the stock market, if you have money invested and that kind of stuff, that's not money you're using for your day to day. So like these, regular folk that love talking about this and making a big deal about it. Yeah, they're struggling, or some people are. If you're, a lot of us live beyond our means. That's the main problem. I mean, there's very few people like that. If you're struggling, you don't got time to be watching a podcast and commenting. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like if you got kids and you trying to pay rent and bills and you like, it's not going well. So, the trolls is like, whatever. But yeah, there is, they have to do something. Like when gas is too expensive, like, what do? Like I'm in California, like when I travel a lot, and it's weird when you go like to like other places and you see the gas prices. And I'm from California, so when I see the gas prices other places, I go, damn, wow, how do you, this is great, right? But then it's because it's all relative, because like when you're in California, the cost of living is way higher, and then, which I don't understand. See, this is what I'm saying about money. I don't get it. Doesn't it, if there's a lot of people living someplace paying for gas, don't it feel like then it should be cheaper? As opposed to like someplace where there's not as many people living, you would think, okay, so there's not a lot of people, so the gas should be higher. But I guess it's like a supply and demand thing for all we know. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, dude, the stock market had a tumble and it's going to come back. The economy is great, man. That's why, you think rich people are still going to get rich, man. I don't know. See, this is the kind of guy I'm talking about in the chat right now. This is the kind of guy that everything's absolute to this guy. Everything's black and white to this guy. But, you're always going to have those type of people. Yeah, but I guess when there's a high demand, you raise the prices, like this guy John Mullins in the chat is saying. But it's weird. It's weird like how finances and money work and all that stuff. Hey, Google, stop. I had a baby sensory video going on right here. So yeah, that was one of the subjects. The economy is going to keep being a subject. People are going to keep coming back to be like, somebody said it's a Gavin Newsom thing. I remember, let me give you an example. Like, sometimes that is a thing. Sorry. The governor of a state. So when I was younger, I forgot the governor's name, but this is something they used to do. So cell phone companies, when they first started, it was really getting going good, right? And what they would do is you would go get a plan. What they would do is they would give you your phone, right? So they would give you the phone for free, and then you would get a plan. So they would go, here's our phone for free, but now you're signed up for a monthly plan. That's where their real money comes from, So then the governor at the time of California was like, well, hold on now. If these companies are giving things away for free, we're not getting the taxes on that. So they actually changed the law because of that. So now that's why when you go and you get something for free, it doesn't matter what it is, you still have to pay the tax on the sales price. I mean, that's crazy, right? So, but that affected a lot of things. Like it even affected like game shows. I remember this. So like if you went on The Price is Right and let's say you won the Showcase Showdown and you like you won like $100,000 worth of stuff, you actually had to pay taxes on that. So it's like you actually like you hurting people. Like if you're hurt, like if you won like a car on The Price is Right and it was like a Bentley or something, you would have to take a loan out for the taxes. So that was like, I forgot the governor who changed that law, but it was because of the cell phone companies. The cell phone companies, like, so, I mean, it's weird how, how that stuff, how like, finances and money affect things. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, right? Oh, it's the same with the lottery. Oh, you're right. No, but I think something like the lottery, that was something anyway. Like you were going to have to pay taxes on that anyway. There's a certain number. I don't know. But yeah. But even with the lottery, how the lottery really works is like, let's say the lottery, they say it's at $1 billion. I always love when it gets to $1 billion. That's when I jump in. But they don't actually have $1 billion. They have an amount of money that, and this is what I'm saying about the stock market, for instance, not just the stock market itself, but like bonds and money market accounts and interest savings accounts. What happens is they take like if they say the lottery is $1 billion, they've calculated that, say they really only have like 300 million or 400 million dollars, and they put that in this account, and over 26 years the interest on that plus part of the principal that is given to you for 26 years will equal $1 billion. And they can do that because they know from history and just that the stock market, the bonds and money market accounts and stock, they're always going to go up. You know what I mean? It's always going to go up. So that's why people always like, you know, you ever hear about somebody win the lottery and it's like, it was $1 billion, but they took the cash amount. So whatever that cash equivalent they had half of that, because they give half to the schools or wherever that money goes. You know what I mean? Wherever that money goes, I don't know where it really goes. I don't know if it's really helped anyone, right? But they have half of that because they know that half of that plus 26 years of interest, it's going to equal the money that they say it is. Just so anybody knows about the lottery. But anyways, let's go to the comments on the channel. Just a few comments. All right, let's see. Max, keep riffing, Griffin. Thank you. Jonathan Cortez. Woo 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 woo. Let's see. Knockstar. Oh, Knockstar said, I know this guy. He's always in the game channel. I just moved and we went ahead and paid the month of rent, even though we were out about 2 weeks. Yeah. They say that you could save a lot of money on your mortgage by like for instance, if everything goes well, it's supposed to be, our first mortgage payment won't be till October, but they say pay the whatever first of the month comes up, pay your mortgage then, and then still pay, and you could save a bunch of money on the back end, you know, going off the principal. I don't know. I have to look it up. Let's see what we got here. Tyler Connor says Apple TV Plus Defending Jacob with Chris Evans is a fasten your seatbelt limited series. Recommend to Chris with his son. Did a defense theory. All right, Jimmy's IV 1842 said nuance. That's all he said. That's funny. Megawatts, great episode, Griff. Thanks. Love to see you in the UK. Yeah, I should get to the UK, right? So last week I was talking about like, damn, should I just pay September rent? But we actually gave our notice. But you know, you can always just be like, we changed our mind, right? So Allison said, yes, pay your September and go month to month. You never know. And it's so nice to take the time moving out and cleaning up. Yeah, so we already started the process. So let's just hope it all goes through, right? Rolo 6819 said had same reaction with Robert Downey Jr., but Marvel can't treat the fans like we're idiots since Avengers and fans know that's Iron Man. In Secret Wars, it's different variants of each Avenger. So it must be that it's Tony Stark in a different universe where he becomes Doctor Doom. Right. I still don't like it. You know what I mean? I still don't like it. I mean, I have feelings about, I think he was so good as Iron Man and it was like so iconic. Like, how can you move forward and he be someone else? But I guess, we get over things quick, right? Let's see. Jose said, only child, Griffin. I swear he's such an annoying whiner on this one. He's those kids that slaps another kid and then still blame the kid as if he didn't do anything. I don't even know what he means by that. But I see. He's talking about Rick Glassman. Anyways, all right. That's enough comments for this week. If you want to get in the conversation, get in there. You know what I mean? There we go. So there's, these idiots come in. We see them. We get them out. And we never have to worry about them again. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do in terms of like the. I don't know if you guys saw Daredevil. If you saw Daredevil, it was like not Daredevil. Listen, I'm such an idiot. What's it, Deadpool? You know, if you see Deadpool, right? It's like they sort of just they had the time variant, whatever thing, and they just kind of. I think they're just gonna try to ignore Kang. I think they're just going to be like, that's gone from our universe. Erase it from your heads. Kang is gone, and we're going to do something else. Because I don't know. I think maybe in that guy's contract, it was like, you can't replace me. He could have, it's like a no trade clause or something. Because you would think they would just recast the guy, right? But maybe he has something in his contract that you cannot recast me. Which would be a smart thing to put in your contract, you know? If you recast me, you still have to pay me or something, or I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of thing. I have to look it up. So I don't know why I said Daredevil. So maybe that's what they did there. So we'll see. But anyways, let's go on to other things. Oh, let's still talk about fatherhood. So yeah, so fatherhood's pretty, it's pretty amazing, man. I think it does soften you. I do feel like the things I worried about before, I don't really care about now as much, That's why I was considering just not doing the podcast anymore, because it's like, but I'm finding a way to talk about the things I want to talk about. I'm trying to make things fun for myself and all that. But it does change you. It's like you realize that the outside is just not as important as it was before. It's just, and I'm more focused on work. I'm writing stuff, and I'm directing things. I'm trying to get my name out there. I'm taking meetings. I'm doing stuff because I'm like, oh, you know what? Because I want to provide more for my kid and my family. And then we want to have another. And it's like, it's very, it does change you, so I do suggest if you have, you have a little, if you're married, it's time. Or if you're thinking about getting married, maybe you've been with your person for a few years and you're trying to figure out should we, what are we going to do? Start a family, start a family. It will change you, so it's pretty amazing. You know what I mean? Pretty amazing, man. So, let's see. And we're going to put this person on timeout. So I removed him and gave him a timeout. That's my favorite. All right. So one of the things I saw that was going on is this, story about JD Vance, the vice presidential candidate for Trump. Here's the thing about running for office, man. It's like you are just a normal person. You're a normal person. You've done normal person stuff. Maybe you've done some freaky stuff in the past. Maybe you've had a couple of bad relationships. Maybe you've made a couple of bad choices in finance or whatever you've done in your life. And now when you run for office, it comes under a type of scrutiny that I don't know is fair to anyone, I don't know if it's fair to anyone, man. You know what I mean? It's like when Obama was in office, and it was like all that birth certificate stuff, and people are bringing up things where you're like, why are you bringing that up? What does that have to do with the job I'm about to do, right? Even with Trump, if you think about pre-President Trump, he was on TV. He was the Apprentice, and he was at football games, and rappers he was making it into rapper songs, and he was just this kind of rich philanthropist that we were like, he's had 3 wives, he's had all these kids, and he's with a porn star. We just kind of like, yeah, I get it, he's a billionaire. We just kind of move on. And then he runs for office, and we have this idea that wait a minute now, the president can't be doing that. And then we we start dissecting the guy's life. So it's, fair or unfair, I don't know. But this thing about JD Vance is pretty crazy. So apparently he was like, and then somebody tweeted about it, and then it was taken down, but it's trending topic now. And who knows if that's fair or not, but it says, can't say for sure, but he might be the first vice president pick to have admitted to in the New York Times bestseller that he had sex with a latex glove shoved between 2 couch cushions. So they now you just hear that out of context and you're like, oh, that sounds crazy. But it's like, I think all the guys in here, when you're, at that time in your life, I don't know how old he was though. Let's hope he wasn't like a grown ass man at the time. But if you're like an adolescent, teenager, or in your early 20s and you a freak, you not even being a freak, you just horny or whatever. You looking around your place and you're like, huh. Even like if you have like a roll of toilet paper, I don't know how many, you know what I mean? You might look at this roll of toilet paper and be like, why you flirting? Why you flirting? You know what I mean? And you just like, hey, I don't know. It's just people do freaky stuff. And then like, in the midst of a conversation, in the midst of a conversation, they like bring this up, and then now it's like you're looking at him in like a totally different way. Like, listen, all the other stuff he may have done or been accused of, or the good or bad things he's done, I don't, whatever, that'll all come out. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm not here to debate whether JD Vance is a good candidate or not. All I'm saying is that I'm just talking about when you run for office, no matter what it is, Congress, Senate, mayor, sheriff, president, vice president, all of a sudden now your life is scrutinized in a way that has never been before. I mean, if you think about with the internet, because who knows what, like all these, the presidents pre-internet, like maybe they got some skeletons in their closet that they wouldn't want to come out either, even if it's something that's not, you didn't hurt anyone, you didn't defraud anyone, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. If that's not on the table, I'm saying it could just be some stuff that's like, when you hear it, people might go, "Ooh, what did you do?" You know what I mean? And I think that this is one of those things. Does that mean? Because now you know what it does is like you hear this, that he did this thing, and now you're thinking, is he gonna be up in the White House humping the Lincoln couch or something like that? You know what I mean? So now every time, like, it's like, it sucks because that's out there. So like, no matter where you are, like if you see him at a furniture store, you're gonna be like, look at you trying to swipe right at IKEA, or wherever whatever he does. It's just like, it's just weird. It's so weird, man. I think it's weird that wasn't he already in politics talking about this? Like, if he was in politics when he talked about this, I don't think he ever thought in his mind, oh, I might run for president one day, and this is going to come out. I feel like from my childhood, when people were going to be president, they knew. Like, I think people like Biden and Mitt Romney and some like old school, older political types, they knew from jump. There was a certain point where they were like, I'm going to run for president, so now I have to clean my shit up for moving forward. I don't know when that stopped. I don't know when that idea stopped, or maybe that was never an idea, but I think that it was. I think that it is. I think that there's a point where, like, because of the internet or whatever, and information, websites, whatever, now people are just like, yeah, okay, yeah, you know what? I had sex with a couch. You know what I mean? And vote for me. I approve this message, So it's like I say, man, it's very strange. I don't know if it's fair, but hey, how about this? At least he was using protection, right? He didn't just imagine that, he get a call from the couch in 6 months. Like he get a call from the couch in like 4 weeks, like, hey, yeah, I went to the clinic. so maybe there was a part of him that was like, yeah, let me use some protection on this couch. And what kind of couch was it? So we'll see. We shall see what happens moving forward, but so strange. So here's another one, man, I like to talk about. Have you guys noticed all these game shows that are on TV now. There's so many game shows. The Floor, the Box. It's so many game shows. And I'm going to give you my theory on why there's so many game shows. There's so many game shows because the actors went on strike and it cost studios and everyone tons of money. And I think this is their way of being like, all right, let's keep production, let's keep TV on. Let's find the lowest costing TV shows we can make. Because this happened on the last writer's strike. I don't know how long ago that was, but in the last writer's strike, that's when reality TV really was like, every show was like reality, some kind of reality TV show. And the reason is because the writers weren't there to write shows, but shows are expensive. So I think that the studios lost tons of money and this is their way of recouping it. So they're like, we're not going to pay you actors anything. Thanks for going on strike. We're not doing any shows. We're not doing anything new. Not at least not a lot in volume like they did before. And now they're going to be like, all right, we're just going to do a bunch of game shows. So I was looking at this site Ranker and they have like, it's great. They rank all the game shows that are out right now. And of course, number one is Jeopardy. I always be fond of Jeopardy because my mom loved Jeopardy. You know, she would sit there and try to answer the questions and, you know, she would get like 2 out of 20 right. But when she got those 2 right, she would be like, yes. So I love that. And this is like, so Jeopardy reminds me of a child. And look, these are the game shows that are still on the air now. So they have Jeopardy as number 1. Price is Right. Always going to love Price is Right. I mean, when I was a kid, you would stay home from school, and then you would watch The Price is Right because there was nothing else on. Family Feud, still going strong. Wheel of Fortune. These are all the like main ones. So I guess they're counting reality show like contestant game shows as, that. So like Survivor. But I feel like Survivor costs a lot of money to make, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe the people only make a scale. Celebrity Jeopardy is number 6. And then Amazing Race. Never watched Amazing Race. Never watched Survivor. Just like, I don't know. I was never into those. I don't know why. I don't even know what this one is. Traitors. What is this one? Traitors plunges its contestant into a world of subterfuge and intrigue, skillfully blending elements of reality. Okay, sounds terrible. Weakest Link. What's this one? Oh, I guess they're doing the best game shows of all time. The Chase. This was 2021. Thanks, babe. I don't know which ones are out. Celebrity, Family Feud again. This is like, I thought these were the ones now. But these are like all this is one that's on now, The Challenge. I sort of watched The Challenge because it's like they get reality stars from other reality shows and then they put them in this like really aggressive challenge where they're doing like a lot of like physical activity where it looks really stressful. So yeah, these are all the old ones. Let me see if there's any new ones on here. Oh, that's like the Challenge USA. So this is the one I'm talking about. So they had 2 of them. I didn't even know they had 2 of them. All these. America's Got Talent. That one's still on, going strong since 2006. Pyramid beat Shazam. Remember this one? That didn't go well. Celebrity Squares. I think they're still trying to do that one. The Wall. Here's one of these new. Oh, wait a minute. This is from 2016? The Wall? That one's still on right now. American Ninja Warrior. Never got into it. I never got into it. Generation Gap. Well, that sounds hilarious. Is that one still on? I doubt that one's on. Claim to Fame. Man, I don't remember any of some of these. Don't Forget the Lyrics. Isn't that the same as Shazam? Squid Games, The Challenge. Okay, they have that one on. House of Villains. Haven't seen that one. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Oh, didn't they already have that? Oh, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Oh, man. I want to get on that. I don't think I'm famous enough. Let's see. Lego Masters. That was in 2020. Wow. RuPaul's Drag Race. That's still on. Unbelievable. The Cube. That's one of the ones that came on a few years ago. But I want to see. See, they don't even have all the new ones listed. Like all these crazy new ones that people are watching. You know. So I don't know. Who knows, man? Who freaking knows? But some of these are just. Let me look and see. New game shows 2024. Let's see if they got a list now. Discover the newest shows of TV 2024. Here we go. Yeah, so here's some of them right here. Like it's, America's Got Talent, American Ninja Warrior, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, that's still on. I used to like that one. Returning shows, Celebrity Family Feud, Claim to Fame is one. Press Your Luck, The Quiz with Balls, Master Chef. Like there's so many of these returning shows. Don't Forget the Lyrics, I Can See Your Voice, Gordon Ramsay, Beat Shazam, Name That Tune. Oh yeah, these are all coming back. Big Brother, which I'm watching. I really enjoy Big Brother. Yeah. So but I'm telling you, I really think that the studios were like, hey, you went on strike. We're gonna make our money back because they're still selling ads. That people are still watching, and they still got their tentpole shows like NCIS, Pick a City. So I don't know. You let me know. Are there anybody in here? Are there certain games that you're watching? If you're watching certain games, let me know. I see a funny message in the comments. How hairy are your son's knuckles? They're not hairy yet, but he does have hair in certain spots that I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, kid. So anyways, there's so many really crazy game shows that are coming out. All right, but let's finish the show with this. So you'll probably see this tomorrow, but we film the Golden Hour on Tuesdays. But like Chris D'Elia recommended me watch this show, man. Watch this show. So I don't know. Should I say spoiler alert? I don't know. But it's called Border, guys. A custom officer who can smell fear develops an unusual attraction to a strange traveler while aiding a police investigation, which will call into question her entire existence. Let me tell you something right now. That description of what is not what this movie is about. I'm telling you right now, it's a Swedish movie, I believe. So there's subtitles. This is legit the weirdest movie I've seen since that one about the girl having sex with the car. 10, whatever. This movie is on that level weird. I wonder if this is the same director. I would not be surprised if this was the same director. Because I'm telling you right now, Border is one of the weirdest movies I've literally ever seen. Oh, and he directed a couple episodes of Last of Us. This director, no, this isn't the same director as that movie I was talking about. When I did a whole recap of it on the podcast, but it's like this really weird girl, and she's like a customs officer, and she can like she could smell people's emotions. So she's really weird looking. Like you could tell that there's something up with her. She's like deformed, weird hair, just weird body. And then like the people are walking by in the customs, and she's like sniffing, and then she'll tell somebody, hey, you need to stop. And then they'll find out all this stuff about, they'll find like drugs or alcohol or, and she's like, on the case. So like she's helping customs and helping the police, like, investigate stuff. So there's like some terrible crime is going on in the neighborhood, and they recruit her to help find who they think this person is, and she discovers. But in this process, a weird guy comes through the customs, and he looked just like her. You know what I mean? Like they look alike. Like they got the same deformity. It would be like if two dwarfs walked by each other, they'd be like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? They have something in common. It's that kind of thing. It's like very visibly like these people are the same. And then it's like, you find out about her life, who she really is, who this guy is, how it all intertwines. And you just, and some really weird stuff happens. I mean, some weird shit happens in this movie. You can watch it on Tubi for free. You just got to watch commercials. And by the way, what really grinds my gears about Tubi's just like YouTube, actually, when it comes to the ads. There's no rhyme or reason when the ads come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's so funny that I'm complaining about Tubi because I'm sure my podcast does the same thing. When I just place the ads, I don't place it at a particular time. That's what Tubi is. They'll be in mid-conversation and an ad will come on for 2 minutes. You know what? I'm being super hypocritical right now, so I'm so sorry, Tubi. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can watch it for free. There's actually a lot of good movies on Tubi, but this is what it's like. So I really do highly recommend this movie, Border. You know, sometimes I hate reading movies. I honestly do. You know, but this one was like, oh, this is worth it because it's visually a great movie too. Just, you know, but what it's about, you'll never guess what it's about, really. Because I thought I could guess. I thought I knew. I thought I was like, I even texted Chris when I'm watching. I was like, yo, man, I think I know what this is. When I got to it, I didn't know nothing. Like, this is bananas. It's a bananas movie. I want you to watch it, and I want you to give me what you think of it. You know, tell me what you think. All right, guys. It's going to be a shorter episode today because I had no ads today, and, you know, I got to do some family stuff. But listen, I appreciate you guys watching the show. You know what I mean? You know, the supporters, I appreciate you. New people, maybe you've never been here before and you're like, oh, let me see what Griffin's talking about. You know, maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't, but it's always 100% me. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, guys. Subscribe. Oh, wait. Oh, why did it go there? I don't know why it went there. That was weird. Hit the subscribe button. Twitch, which I will be on in a little while, Erik Griffin Gaming. And you subscribe to Twitch, and if you're a subscriber, you get the full Monday nuance, and you can watch it. And if not, you can also be a Patreon subscriber, which I appreciate that too. So there's a lot of people that go over to the Patreon. You can sign up for a free trial. Then I would appreciate it if you continue. And I'm doing, more content there. So especially when I'm doing my move-in, I'm going to have a bunch of this is what the move-in process for, and I'll probably do that on Patreon just for subscribers. But so I appreciate all the support. Somebody said, Dalton said, thanks for getting me on Presumed Innocent. It's so good. Yeah, it really is. That's really a great show. And by the way, if you have a show that you think I might want to watch, you could put it in the comments. I've done that many times already. People have said, Griff, you got to check out this. And I actually really will check out the show. I'll start it. And if it's something I like, I'll be like, oh, I got to continue this. So, or it'll be like a movie. Somebody be like, hey, you got to check this out. So, if you have a recommendation for stuff like that, let me know. Hit me up. Anyways, appreciate everybody for being here as usual. Love y'all, and I will see you next week. Yeah. YouTubers, you're still going, but I just stopped the audio. little inside Hollywood.